of my reaction video to Stardust Crusaders JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Episode 8. Once again, I apologize for being late on this one because this weekend I was in Anime North. Also, my throat is a little bit sore, so I can't raise my voice up very high. But this episode, I gotta say, wow, that was one creepy episode. So this episode is a Polnareff-centered episode, which is great because I like Polnareff. He's becoming one of my favorite characters so far in this series. And it's great to see another character aside from Jotaro to take on another one of the 7 stand users, because we've already had Jotaro take on 2 stand users. So this episode begins in a lighter comedic moment where there was a misunderstanding on Polnareff's luggage being mistaken as trash. It's against the law to litter in Singapore. I really found it funny that they were laughing at the whole misunderstanding. I mean, you see Avdol's face just going like that. It was pretty funny. Now, the stowaway girl, Anne, appears to have followed them around, and according to her, she was going to meet with her father in 5 days in Singapore. Okay, something's definitely up with this girl. I think she's lying, because the way she looked at Jotaro, it looks like that she is following them for some reason, and I bet Jotaro has something to do with it. So, I'm guessing she's starting to have a crush on Jotaro or something. Well, he did save her life, 3 times, so I guess it's understandable. So since they couldn't leave her alone, since they assumed she doesn't have any money, they decided to invite her along with them into the hotel. Now, there was also another comedic moment with Polnareff and Anne, and we know that these two cannot get along with each other because there was a situation where they have to share rooms, but Anne doesn't want to share a room with Polnareff, so they each get their own separate rooms. So we see Polnareff entering in his own room, and it looked like they were using CGI when he entered the room. I didn't know why at first. Maybe it was to build up the tension onto the upcoming fight. I didn't really have a problem with it that much. It's just, it kind of fell out of place to me. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm the only one who thought that, but I don't know. So Polnareff instantly knew that there was a stand user in his hotel room, and we're introduced to him as Soul Sacrifice. At least that's what the subtitle said. In the Japanese dubbing, as from what I've heard, his name is Debo. I think that's what his name is. So I think it's probably like the same situation with changing the name to Tennille with Dragon, but I'm gonna call him Debo from now on. So Debo was apparently hiding inside the refrigerator in the hotel room, and considering how small this thing is, I'm surprised this guy can actually fit into it. I mean, what the hell? The reason why Polnareff knew it was so obvious was because everything in the refrigerator was taken out. Why didn't he find a different hiding spot or something? I'm sorry if my voice is sounding a bit hoarse, it's just my throat's a bit sore. But seriously, why a refrigerator? Why not anywhere else? Now, Devo is another one of Dio's minions sent out to kill Jotaro and the others. His stand is based on the tarot card, the devil, called Ebony Devil. I think that's what its name was called. Devo did summon his stand, which looked like a weird-looking alien ant thing with a sword or something, but Devo was apparently taken care of quite easily by a couple of jabs, courtesy of Silver Chariot. Hell, he even got stabbed in the tongue. I don't know how the hell that's even possible, and he even got stabbed right in the eye. In the scene where he got stabbed, if you get a good close look at it, Ebony Devil went towards the doll, and the doll was foreshadowed and hinted at during the preview and even at the ending scene on the previous episode. He knows that his injuries hurt, and he's laughing at this because as he knew Polnareff made him angry, and because of this he's gonna get his revenge, and he's slowly backing away, laughing, saying that it hurts, you've made me angry, and he falls off the balcony. But when Polnareff looks over the balcony, he's gone, he's disappeared. So he might have snuck into one of the other rooms in the floor under them and made it out okay. However, while Polnareff was looking down in the balcony, his ankle, or at least a big chunk of his leg, was cut off. But when you see the doll under the bed holding what looks like a razor blade, yeah, the doll has been taken over by the stand and is being controlled. It seems that Araki, the creator of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, seems to be taking a lot of horror elements into this series. I mean, we've gotten several elements from so far I've seen Creature from the Black Lagoon, Psycho, and in this case, Chucky, or the Puppet Master. And you know what the strange thing is? How is Polnareff not even suspicious over the doll? I mean, seriously, if you go to a hotel, do you know any hotels that actually put dolls in your own room. So after tending to his ankle or leg, he calls Avdol to let him know about the stand user that attacked him. And then after that, he called room service to bring up some medicine and some bandages to take care of his leg. Now, Avdol apparently knew about Debo and his stand, and apparently Debo is a Native American assassin who's also a medicine man. So he's an assassin hired by Dio, and apparently he's a very good one, because many people have hired this guy in the past. But the one thing mysterious about him is that he's covered in wounds inflicted by all his targets. He controls his stance through the power of its grudge against the attacker, and the stand would use the doll thing, kind of like voodoo in a way. It's basically like his own curse, basically killing them in that way using that doll. So now that Avdol and Joseph are aware of Debo, they call Kakyoin and Jotaro to meet them into their room. Back with Polnareff, he was about to leave, but he forgot his room key, which apparently was under the bed. He doesn't really find it suspicious at all, because once he got the key under his bed, he hears footsteps, and then he gets tied up by the cords from the lamps under the bed, and then the freaking doll pulls out a freaking saws off the legs of the bed, and trapping Polnareff under the friggin' bed. Here's a knock on the door, and the poor guy from room service came to bring in the medicine and the bandages that Polnareff told him to bring, and Polnareff from under bed told him, "Get out of the room, get out, you'll be killed." This poor guy, even though he was told to stay out of the room, he doesn't understand what was going on, and it was too late. You see the shadow of the doll with the freaking razor blade cutting the side of his face all the way down. He didn't just cut his face, he cut off his face. Oh my god. Poor guy. I mean, seriously, as of late, poor innocent people keep getting killed in the most gruesome ways. First, a sailor getting stabbed in the back of his head with the hook and being pulled up. Now you got a poor guy from room service getting his face cut off. What the fuck? Oh my god. And yes, it was censored, but it was still gruesome either way. Especially when you see his point of view in a way, I guess, from the poor guy. Because you see like blood covering the screen, and then you see the big chunk of flesh on the ground, which obviously was his face. And then right when the poor guy was down, the doll like pulls him into the room. And just, oh my, I'm sorry, I just cannot get over that scene. Just, god friggin' damn, this doll was creepy as all hell, and yet he was kind of funny because of the way he was acting and the way he was saying all these things, and he's got this like creepy ass laugh going or something like that. Oh goddamn. And I thought Chucky was creepy. So Polnareff once again summons Silver Cherry to take on the doll, but this doll is apparently really fast and was able to dodge Polnareff's attacks. Polnareff wasn't really badly injured that much. He was cut up a couple times on the leg. Now I gotta admit, the fight itself was actually pretty cool to see, but goddamn was that doll creepy. He grabbed like two wine bottles broken, and then he was like right near Silver Cherry's face going or something like that. Oh my god. This doll was so freaking funny and creepy and kind of scary. At one time, the doll would just like lunged at his neck, at Silver Cherry's neck, bites at his neck. All of his body was like spinning around, and then he was using his spear thing that he got. I don't know where the hell he got the spear, and he was like stabbing on the bed multiple times, trying to kill Polnareff, just stabbing it. He missed. But the second time he did that while he was biting down Silver Cherry's neck. Now, Polnareff was able to at least get a hold of the doll by wrapping him on the blanket, like covering him up. But the doll apparently still had the razor blade and managed to cut Polnareff's and Silver Cherry's hand. But Silver Cherry did manage to free Polnareff by trying to attack the doll, but the doll once again dodged, and he did hit a mirror while trying to free himself and try to attack the doll. The doll then grabbed all these drinks from the refrigerator and pours it around Polnareff's bed, and then there was this moment where he just stops, and then there's this like long pause, and then he starts laughing again, snickering, and then his head turns backwards facing Polnareff and says, "I'm gonna bite your balls off now, man." Oh my god. That was like one of the funniest and creepiest things this doll said. Oh my god. Oh my god. Damn, this series is so freaking bizarre. That liquid that he poured around Polnareff's bed was juice, alcohol, and beer. He was trying to create a fire, burning Polnareff alive, creating a short circuit from a hairdryer that he's gonna drop onto the bed that was doused in alcohol. No, luckily a silver chariot actually managed to stab the hairdryer, foiling Devo's plan. Manages to stab the doll right in the friggin' head. I was so happy when that happened because I really wanted Polnareff to kill this freaking doll. So what Polnareff did, the moment where he tried to attack the doll, he destroyed the mirror and uses the shards of glass to look at the reflections of the dolls to know where exactly the doll is so that he can strike at it. That's one of the things I really like about the series, is that whenever they face against really tough opponents or weaker opponents, whichever one, they always use their smarts to come up with a way to defeat them. So Silver Chariot flings the doll around and it starts hitting the walls like it's a freaking pinball. And then this doll, just scared shitless, tries to like run away, but Silver Chariot just cut off his freaking legs. And then Polnareff tries to ask him if he knew a man that has 2 right hands, but obviously the doll is not going to reveal to it. And then Polnareff then eggs on the doll, saying, "What's wrong? Didn't you say you were going to bite off my balls or something? Just try it, you vulgar little shit." I think this is how he does the pose. I don't know. I could be doing it wrong, but anyway, Polnareff was actually pretty cool in this episode. And yeah, the doll got pissed, tried to attack Polnareff, but no, Silver Chariot just slices it into friggin' pieces. I love Silver Chariots. It's becoming one of my top 3 favorite stands so far, up there with Star Platinum and Magician's Red. All of a sudden, there's this big yell, and it was coming from the hotel's bathroom. And one of the attendants that was taking care of the bathroom, I think it was a janitor or something, saying, is like, "Sir, you've been in here for a long time, are you okay?" When he opened the bathroom stall, wow. Yeah, it was censored, but Devo was fucked up. Really bad. But his body was all in pieces. All in freaking pieces. And there was like blood everywhere in this doll, and there was like a text box that said "Soul Sacrifice's Last Moments." So yeah, that's basically it from Devo and the Devil. So with the rest of the group, they were in Avdol and Joseph's room. Kakyoin and Jotaro were also there, but Polnareff was late. And okay, seriously, Joseph, I mean, you're still my favorite Jojo, but what the hell? I mean, sure, Polnareff comes in late, but he's like covered in blood, and he's got bruises on his face, neck, his freaking leg. Give him some medical attention or something. I mean, Joseph was like, "Oh, you're not very punctual, Polnareff. Alright, everyone, we're gonna get right to it." And then Polnareff is like, "I'm tired," and just like slides down the wall. I'm like, Joseph, what the fuck? This guy fought against the devil. I mean, come on. I feel bad for Polnareff. The guy can't catch a break. I mean, they don't even seem concerned that he was injured. I mean, come on. So apparently, Polnareff was taken by the police and being interrogated about the dead body in his room. And of course, the dead body in the bathroom stall, and they thought that he was connected somehow. Luckily, thanks to Joseph calling in an attorney from the Speedwagon Foundation, Polnareff is gonna get away with this scot-free. I mean, what would the police believe if Polnareff didn't tell them the truth? Yeah, the dead body in the bathroom belonged to a hired assassin who tried to kill me by using a living voodoo doll that killed this poor innocent guy from room service, which is why that dead body is also in my room. Now, the episode didn't end off with "Walk Like an Egyptian." No, it ended off with Joseph and Avdol now knowing that Dio's minions are not gonna give them a rest. So they decide to read Dio's thoughts by using Hermit Purple. But we actually get to see more of its ability, because not only can it conduct spirit photos by using a Polaroid camera, but it can use the TV to change multiple channels to relay a spirit audio message. So I'm guessing Hermit Purple's ability doesn't revolve around spirit photos alone. It can basically use any electrical device that Joseph can use in order to learn anything that he wants to know. It's basically about Dio's whereabouts or anything on Dio whatsoever. And the channels were like flicking around, giving Joseph and Avdol a message saying, "There is a traitor among us." And Hermit Purple basically revealed the traitor to be Kakyoin. And I'm like, no! I was starting to like this guy! Now, before they can learn anything else, the TV changes into an image of Dio. Joseph Joestar, you're watching, aren't you? I mean, he was aware of its ability ever since episode 1. I guess he was aware of this one as well. And I don't know what happened. I think Dio kind of interfered with Hermit Purple's ability. But the TV then starts to crack and explode. And now they're doubting whether Kakyoin is really a traitor or he's really on their side. And then the episode ended off with Jotaro and Kakyoin actually walking outside. And then you get Kakyoin, who was walking behind them, having this menacing look on his face. So overall, this episode was a pretty enjoyable one, pretty good. Creepy thanks to the devil and the doll thing. But the fight between Silver Chariot and Polnareff versus Debo and the devil, or Ebony Devil, whichever you want to call it, was actually pretty good. So I'm really glad that Polnareff was using his wits on this one. Now Debo and Ebony Devil, the stand has an interesting ability. It's very unique, definitely, for sure. And this stand was creepy as all hell. I mean, there was even a moment where he was like grabbing his pants, making it look like he's having a boner, and he was making like a piss joke. I mean, this devil was not only vulgar, but he was creepy and kind of funny too. Animation was pretty good as always. A bit iffy about the CGI at the beginning, but aside from that, everything else was fine. I mean, the OST, of course, the music and the voice acting, and the fights was pretty cool too. I'm really loving Polnareff, and I'm actually glad he got to take on another stand user on his own, not Jotaro this time. Now, from what the preview has been shown, the next episode is called Yellow Temperance, and it seems that Kakyoin might be a traitor and working for Gio this whole time. I really hope that's not the case, because I remember in episode 3, the look on his face when, after Jotaro saved his life from removing that flesh bulb. It seems genuine, so I don't think Kakyoin is a traitor. I don't want him to be. But if it's not Kakyoin, then maybe it's another stand user in disguise. But this episode is called Temperance, and that's one of the 7 stand users. Whatever Yellow Temperance is, or whoever is controlling the stand, there was this like yellow ooze that was on Jotaro's hand. But from what it looks like that's going to be another Kakyoin versus Jotaro fight, round 2. I really hope Kakyoin's not a traitor, please, because I think it might be one of Dio's tricks. Or it could be the 3rd stand user. I don't know. Overall, this was a pretty good episode. Polnareff and Silver Chariot kicked ass against a doll. The doll was creepy as all hell, but I'm kind of glad it was dead. And the gore, even though it was censored, you can still see how dumb it was. So yeah, tell me guys, what do you think of this episode of Stardust Crusaders? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What do you think of that creepy ass doll, by the way? And the fight between that and Silver Chariot and Polnareff? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like the video if you like and subscribe to more videos on this channel and also on my main channel as well. And be sure to check out my Facebook fan page and Google+. So yeah, that is Stardust Crusaders episode 8, Creepy Doll. Very creepy doll, and I really hope Kakyoin is not a traitor. I'm Learning Smile 27, and I will see you guys later. Bye.